Now we're just chatting through. Right, I'm back.
He's back. Let me see. So, I think we are live. We're live. Skilly's in the back garden.
I am indeed. I'm on the patio, on the terrace, on the terrazza.
Oh, lovely, lovely. So, Skilly, tell me, you know that Mount Murray have won the league title for the first time in their history. I know they're claiming that they won the B League once years ago, but everyone's forgotten about that. So, it's happened. They've reached the pinnacle. What are your thoughts?
Fair play. Absolutely fair play. Hats off. Well done to them. Put it in... It's absolutely brilliant that there's another name on the trophy. It always seems to have been Douglas Castletown. Rowney had a bit of a side for a while. I think you were involved in that with Mike Ray and three Suttons and a young Cork at times, and they were always good. But, great that Mount Murray have actually got their name on the trophy since the formation of the club 27 odd years ago. But this year, they've had best side, best players, most enthusiastic.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have rattled the cage and have wanted to win it, and their input has kind of driven the enthusiasm of a lot of people. There's a lot of people in the club behind that, not just Daryl as captain. Daryl's had some decisions to make. Harry played every game. Didn't play on Saturday, but shot 73 on Sunday. He'd lost one game through the 6 that he's played, and got Van Nistelrooy, played every game to the final and got benched. But that's a reflection of how deep they bat and how many people that they could do. Stuart Wallace, I think, got 2 games. Tom Doyle was in and out. Wardy hasn't played. Macca was in and out. But yeah, lots of riches. The Man City of this year's league, but fully deserved. They're the best team, the most enthusiastic, and I think Jamie's probably going to pick up Player of the Year after his victory last night, which ace achievement, because whilst he would expect it himself, when you play the top of the order and you play Lowy, then you come to Pulley and play Glover, and then you go Castletown, and you're playing the good guys every week to go the whole season with a 100% record, top draw.
It is indeed, and I must say, I think about someone like Ricky Jupp, who supported Mount Murray through and through, and I hope somehow that message about the victory has landed, in that direction. But yeah, it's great for Mount Murray. Alan Lang, great for the condition of the course. But have the railway children reached the end of the line? Because I'm hearing about movements at the end of the season. The transfer window is going to be open over winter, so who knows? Next year could throw up all kinds of possibilities. Maybe Castletown will be capturing some star players, eh?
I've no idea. I was listening to your conversation last night, your commentary when you were doing a bit up there, and I was surprised. Well, not surprised, but first I'd heard of it. I think you're probably referring to DC, possibly going to go down to Castletown and make that his own club. Would it surprise me? Not really. His best mate, Corky, plays down there. I think they're going to be moving a little bit closer down there. Do you want to be... Daryl's loyalty up there is nailed on. If this is the point that he does choose to move somewhere else, he couldn't have done any more for them. He's won Mount Murray, Kirkpatrick Championship trophies, Ireland Championships, captain of the Scratch League, taking it as far as he could do. So yeah, if he goes, he goes. Be interesting to see if he goes, whether young Doyle goes, and will he maintain the strength that they do have. But you shouldn't dwell on that. Just revel in the fact they've got the name on the trophy this year, and it's a good thing.
Absolutely, but don't forget Daryl is also probably the best caddy on the Isle of Man, so he's got that accolade as well to caddy for an Isle of Man champion. So there we go. I think we can I put that video?
No, he's never thanked for it.
I think I'll just put that video on when Johnny gets the trophy. Here he's lifting the trophy. Oh, it's gone in Aubameyang style. There he goes. But lovely. So we're back again on screen, Rich. So yes, I mean last night it was exciting. It was exciting, and I've got a little secret to tell you. I shouldn't disclose it, but it's the end of the season. The games are over. So we had the big game, which was JC DC. It was all, the script was set, and Monday night they were thunderstruck. Tomorrow night, JC, John Cook, found himself on a way to Highway to Hell. The 17th green, there was drama. Daryl's in the bunker, and he's attacked by an army of ants. I don't know whether you picked up on that. There was profanity sworn galore. And he got up and down, and it was a great shot. Lovely out of the bunker. And that was it. The beers were cracked open, but I must apologise to our sponsors, Okells, for the Scratch League 2020, because I think there was some brewdog, like fizzy pop that the kids drink nowadays. So hopefully we can all celebrate with a fine, refreshing pint of Okells Bitter. But you may know that on the 18th at the same time, there were players that were unaware of what was going on. And the win on the 17th wasn't communicated. So we had this instance, we had Lewis Howland and Joe Rayside in what they thought was playing for the title. And it was a right total mishmash. And Lewis had been 2 up with 2 to play and ended up giving a half away, thinking, oh my gosh, I've thrown the league, in the bin. But it was all done and dusted, so fair play. The top game, the top players battled it out, and it's at Santon.
Quite pleased. Well, not pleased, if Lewis lost the last 2, but imagine what a season to reflect on that, giving away the league and being beaten by a fat man in the championship.
That requires counselling.
It wouldn't have been the best, so it's probably a good thing it was all over. One question for you. I didn't touch on the Doyle's belt. Yeah, we covered that, I think, did we?
Well, I couldn't detect one. I couldn't detect a belt, and I think this is some sort of fashion indiscretion. Is that right? Is that right from Doyle? Has he got?
Oh yeah, shocking. Yeah, Tom Doyle. I like to think I can give out a bit of decorum and advice at times when some of the younger generation ask for it. At the championship, I did notice during the match play, Tom Doyle was rocking around Castletown without a belt on his chinos.
Oh.
Robert Braid would turn in his grave if he thought somebody was on the links down there without a belt. So I had to pull Doyle on it, and he said, I don't have iron covers. And I had to think. I had to go back to him, Jed, and I said, look, Tom, it's nothing that, come on, it's about personal pride here. A man who has pride in his golf equipment with iron covers is acceptable. A man who might bare his arse in public, lining up a 6-foot putt in front of 150 people at Castletown, poor. And it just appears that he hasn't taken it on board. So if he is going to go down to the town, I know he's a member there, and I wouldn't be surprised if they returned his application to move his handicap.
Well, I'm sure Charlie Simpson has got a fantastic collection of lovely belts in stock, and he's a bit of a slim bloke, isn't he, Tom? So it's not like me and you, where you've got to kind of, breathe in a bit and hold it in. But there you go. So let's just move out west, and we had our favourite guys, Port St Mary, on tour, and they played Peel away. And Peel picks up the plate.
Yeah, it was nice to see the fact that all the the PSM boys went down and had food at the creek and made a bit of a night of it. That's just the Portsmouth boys doing what they do and have done for forever. You know, Chad, Chris, the Sheikh, obviously, a couple of Gandhis involved, but brilliant. Congratulations to Peel. Whilst it's a plate, it's nice to actually pick up a bit of silverware. Pity that Leah didn't ruin Pat Gandhi's birthday on Monday. I think Patrick probably kicked her ball in the rough and stood on it to make sure that he got a win. But it would have been nice for Leah to kick Pat's arse on his birthday and spoil it. But, you know, Peel, brilliant. Glad they've got a little bit of silverware, a bit of pioneering this year with Anna and Leah and everything that's got on through that.
Yeah.
But so yeah, congratulations to Robin and everybody involved at Peel. Superb.
I love it. And last night, just going back to the Mount Murray game, and we had a few drinks afterwards and a bit of a chat, and I was musing about Jamie Arneil. Bryson DeChambeau, he could be if he just put on a few more stone, gets up to say 25 stone. I think he's actually secretly wanting that Ramsey will make a return next year to the Scratch League, because I think they regret not being part of the action.
Definitely, yeah. I've heard a couple of rumblings about that, and it would be nice. And this is what I think I alluded to before. If DC does go to the town, you know, everyone knows where Jamie's heart is. We've made a mockery of it all the way through. You know, he will always be a Ramsey boy. You say you put him on the DeChambeau scale.
Yeah.
I think Jamie does the white collar boxing, doesn't he? He does the Thriller and the Villa every year. I don't know, Jed. You're probably currently in the same weight bracket. You know, a little bit of
he'd knock me out. He'd knock me out though. It'd be like Tyson. Like if me and him met in the ring.
Do you fancy taking a right hand off Arneil? I don't.
No, I couldn't run fast enough.
You don't have your warrant card anyway these days, so you couldn't do it.
No, the diplomatic immunity is gone. That's a thing of the past.
I understand what you're saying, and I do hope that it would be nice that Ramsey will put a team in for next year, and it'd be great that we can get it back up to capacity and all the teams playing again. That'd be great.
That's good. Well, we've got a good future ahead. I mean, even in the next calendar month, we've got the Seniors Championship on Sunday, sponsored by Tower Insurance, and it was great to see Dickie Hume, hitter of the long ball in the past. We're talking about that, and it's great to see Tower back in these big events. So if you're playing at Ramsey on Sunday, and I believe it's in super condition, good luck with that. I'm not in it myself because it's our club championship, but I know that. I mean, tell me, is your old man? Is he too old for that now? I don't know, because I saw it was a big birthday, wasn't it, today?
Yeah, Baz was entered his 80th year, 79 today. So yeah, the king. Nice this morning. Went down and played Peel. Myself, my dad, my brother-in-law Gav, and his lad Will, who's been playing for 6-8 months. First time that we've played 3 generations, so it was nice today on his birthday for my dad. Little knock around Peel, bite to eat at the creek, a couple of pints on the quayside. What an ace way to spend a Wednesday afternoon on the hottest day of the year.
Perfect day, and many happy returns, Barry. We love you. You're a big part of Isle of Man golf, and it was good to see you at the championship, siding on the fairways and watching all the action that was going on. So let's see what we got on the calendar ahead. We've got at Royal Rowney, we've got the Willie Kirk at the end of the month. Is that featuring in your schedule? Are you going to be there?
If I can source a 36-hole battery, I will. Yeah, I will. I'll enter it. One of those. There's 2 events you have to play every year. It's championship and the Kirkpatrick. 36 around the Royal. at least there's a bank holiday Monday. Because 36, I'll need a wheelchair on the Monday these days. But yeah, see if I can use our social media influencing status now to lobby the golf union. I wouldn't mind 36 with Pi, and if you're playing Jed, we could possibly get ourselves together for a 3. You know, the contrived draws that the US Tour and the TV rights do. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, definitely going to go. Ask me to pick a winner. Probably looking at him. My name's probably due on that trophy.
Well, I think anything's possible at Rowney, and there's going to be such competition for that title because it's the last chance of a big piece of silverware. I know Lowy is going to be so hungry for it, like he's hungry for everything else by the looks of things. So,
well, he said to me he's had a cold for about 4 or 5 months. I said I'm not surprised. He said his head's stuck in the fridge.
I think everyone.
He's carving up, Jared. He's carving up.
There's a lot of good players because we've got Liam. He was playing at Rowney a lot over this.
Liam's a good bet down there. He's a member down there as well.
Yeah.
He's a good bet down there over 36. I don't know how Paul's playing and whether he has bothered since the championship and whether he will in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, Liam's a good bet. I don't know. It's a funny time because it's the hangover from the championship. Everybody gets revved up for it. Will John Cook be too bothered? Daryl won his name on a piece of silverware if Johnny's got it as well. So he'll be he'll be right.
Hey, but we haven't spoken about the we haven't spoken about the pieman. The pieman who shot a 65 on Saturday.
No, he's got 43 points. We don't need to go back over Charles. What was Colin Morikawa around on Sunday night? Did he pick up like $1.9 million in his first major championship by having 44 points? No, he didn't. It's Pi had 43 points. He didn't have 65. So it's a Charles' elusive course record of 64. You know, how did you get on, Charles? 64. What was it? 44 points? No, it's
I see where you're coming from. I like that, but it was great to see Pi because it was my captain's prize, and to have Pi take the spoils was good fun. And because there was a bit of controversy about the pin placements on the back nine, I even had players pulling out on the day because the course was too hard. So if anyone's listening out there and they found it too difficult, I can offer some counselling services and just tell you how I shot a 70 on Sunday, the day after, and found it moderately easy. And the pins are still out there, so fair play to our greenkeeper Simon Miller, who went a little bit medieval, but it was all part of the fun of the day. And thank you to everyone that took part, and we raised 525 quid for Cruise the charity. So thank you everybody that contributed. It was good. It was good. Yeah. No, I think there's a lot ahead for Isle of Man golf, not just this year but next year. Some wonderful things happening. I mean, sometimes at the weekend you don't know where to play, do you? There's so many options.
Yeah, there seems to be stuff going on all the time. You know, we've got our couple of weeks starting, I think, 15th, 16th. We've got the B&B at Douglas, B&B Furniture sponsored week of golf. We've got competitions every day. When
is that? When is that?
The final Sunday, the last event, is the Kirkpatrick Day. So that's the 20... Is that the 29th?
Yeah, something like that.
So, so ours runs Sunday, starting the 22nd. Competitions every day. Full catering facilities. The bar's open all day. There's a lot of subsidised prizes, big sponsorship from B&B, who have backed additional to each individual sponsored competition.
Yeah. I'm up for that. I'm up for that coming down.
So yeah, I'm sure I'll see you there. We'll put a time aside. Every other club, golf weeks. I know you've had your captain's prize. Like you say, Jed, everywhere you turn, you could go and play.
Yeah.
You could probably, at the minute, go and play opens every course because everybody's trying to get all their competitions in. The major ones are all the sponsored ones before the season runs out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's all in good shape.
One thing I do think we need to mention about the Kirkpatrick at Rowney is in the championship qualifying every year, the Bob Cowan Trophy is for the over 50s, is it over 55s? And there's the guy who I can remember when he first came over, Graham Cairns.
Yeah.
The Graham Cairns Memorial Trophy for the best under 18. They're going to be played for in the Kirkpatrick this year, which is a good bit of realisation by the Golf Union that when you've got two memorial trophies, and especially in the junior golf one with Graham, that it's good to get a continuous name on it. And you can do that in the 136-hole event of the year that's going to happen in this strange year. So, yeah, ace work by Horn for that.
Absolutely, the horn blower in turbo mode. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try something a little bit novel, and I'm going to try and introduce Daryl Callister into the Skype. So I'm going to have to kick you off, Skilly. And then,
that's fine. Yeah.
So Daryl, are you out there? Are you there? I'll message him. I'll message him now. Is it okay now?
If I'm out of here,
let's see.
I hope.
Normally, on these high quality TV productions, you've got a crew to sort out all this, but we're living and learning on Golf Pirate TV, and thanks for all the positive comments about the inane drivel commentary over the last few nights at Mount Murray, where we nearly got wiped out. Right, Daryl is calling now. So what happens if I put him on? What happens? Hang on. Oh, I've got him. Let's see. Everything's going crazy. I've got you. So I think we've lost Richie. He's silenced. Are you there, Daryl?
I am. Hello. Can you hear me?
Wow. This is fantastic. That was almost seamless. So thanks for joining us tonight. Sorry, Richie, we kicked you off there. You never know what's going to happen with this TV debacle. So let's just turn the clock back 24 hours. And it was years and years of trying. And
well, was the start of the game, Jed.
What was that?
48 hours if you go to the start of the game.
Yeah. It dragged on, but let's face it, you had a magic moment. It was on the 17th green, and you got up and down after being attacked by a load of insects. What was all that about?
I think there was some sort of flying ant. I stepped in the bunker and they crawled up my shorts. Pretty uncomfortable, so I decided just run in and hit it as quick as I could, and paid off.
And it was a good shot, wasn't it?
It's pretty good, yeah.
It was a good shot. So what was going through your mind? Did you recognise the importance of all that?
Yeah, I stupidly asked Alan Lang on after 14. I was one down, and we were the last game, one down, half 114 to all square, and said, I don't want to know any scores, just tell me if I get a half, would that be enough? And he said, probably not. So, oh, God. So I wished I hadn't asked him. I got pretty nervous at that point, but then played pretty well. So, yeah, it was when I got to 2, I sort of felt a little comfortable.
So on the Monday night, things weren't going too well, were they, in the game with JC?
No, they were. John played me like a fool. He was very good, he was. You were filming, I was 3 up, lost 5 in my game, and then wanted to call after 6, and John said 1 more hole, and he won 7, and I said, yeah, that'll do. So got it back to 1. Very clever of him.
Yeah.
But I think generally after that, though, it was really tight. Although we were up, we were only one up in 3 games, maybe. So that can change massively. So I think it was there was only 1 or 2 of games, one for Castletown, one for Mount Murray, that were up heavily or slightly more heavily. The rest were no more than 1 minute.
Well, I think the key game was really Paul Mack and Sevi. That was up and down. Yeah. Tom Doyle, I think, steamrolled Kerf. Jamie turned it round though, didn't he? Jamie turned it round. That was a resilient performance against Jez.
Saviour of Santon, yeah.
That's him, the Santon Saint. But really, I take it you know now that Lewis and Joe didn't recognise what was going on the 18th. Lewis was actually thinking that his game was still live. So.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
He did so.
I'm going to use this chance to apologise to Lewis. So I slipped up big time on 16. Kerf went down the fairway, and what looked like he put his hand up to say, but because his hand was in front of his head, all I could see was a thumb. So I was like, all right, thumbs up, let's go. And we're still on the green, and I think when Lewis was putting, so I apologise to Lewis. It wasn't tactical if anyone's firing that around.
Oh, no. I mean, I actually, I didn't realise you were the, I'd say, offender, but Lewis was on the backstroke of that really crucial putt that he missed. But it all added to the drama of the day, and
I feel terrible.
But the whole season has been a real journey. You had the playoff against Paul Lowy last week, which was really tough conditions for you both. It was dark, and you just came out the victor. So it was almost scripted, I think. But for you, Daryl, for you to turn over the guy that you were caddying for in the championship in the final, I think it's beautiful.
Everyone knows Corky hates Mount Murray, so it's when you play, it's a real different kettle of fish playing them at Mount Murray. You just can't get to that putter at Castletown, rolling them in nicely. You just can't read the green. So I always feel it's a different story playing up there against him.
I love it. Mount Murray has changed its identity somewhat over the last few years, and it's a pleasure to play. So let's have more events up there. Let's look, for 2021 for having more events around the island's courses, because it was a real challenge. But now the rough isn't quite so severe, if you know what I mean. It's a pleasure to play. You've got scoring opportunities. It's fair.
I don't know. I think the rough, although they've cut some of the big bits down where you lose your ball, it's moving into sort of Ramsey territory where if you miss the fairway now, it's pretty tough to find the green. Whereas in the past it was big stuff and actually not bad before that. So if you miss the big stuff, you could really play it. I think it's possibly harder to go lower now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think there's some exciting times ahead for that course. So I enjoyed it, but right across the board, how would you summarise the season, the campaign from start to finish? Because we had matches back to back every Monday night. Where were the key victories?
Pretty hectic, really. I think we got off to we had quite a hard start with Castletown and Douglas. Although both of them were at home, they were tough games. I think I actually put down the first game against King Edward Bay away, absolute banana skin. And we were looking like losing that, and Mark Harrison really pulled it out of the bag and came in last and beat Jeff Skilly, which is no mean feat around King Edward Bay. So I think that one was looked like a slip up, and then we beat Douglas and Castletown, and then we got a bit more comfortable, and some of our guys got a bit more comfortable playing. We were changing the team quite a lot because it had so many to pick from. Went heavy on experience at the end with Macca and that, and I think he he showed why he's won the Ireland Championships twice. Didn't he hold like a 13-footer on the last for a half?
Yeah.
Something like that, which is made it a lot easier later down the game for like myself and Joe. And Joe again showed some good bottle getting a half in that one as well. So I was just hoping that it didn't come down to another playoff. To be honest, it did cross my mind that we're going to have to do that again.
No, it worked out well. You've teed yourself up perfectly over the last few years. The players are experienced now, and let's look forward to. We've got the Willie Kirk coming up at Rowney, and no doubt. How do you get on at Rowney? How do you normally play? What are your have you broken par there before?
Yeah, I quite like Rowney. You don't always need drive. It's a wedge game, which is, if I work hard on my wedges, I can play. I don't mind Rowney and Peel because it's 100-yard shots. Pretty much you can just play to 100 yards. And if the greens are soft, I don't know if they are. I think when we played Scratch League, they've firmed up a bit. That changes it. If they get a bit fiery at Rowney, it just means the scores go higher, but that's not a bad thing. And when it's soft, it's an absolute birdie fest. I think if the low guys are, so that's how I'd describe it.
That's good. And Scratch League next year, hopefully we'll get the Ramsey team involved. And I think the format worked, didn't it? So we'll
super. There's a bit of mixed views on the whether it should be a league, whether they should go into a playoff. My view, it's the most exciting finish to it. It keeps it interesting for the teams that are 4th and 5th, trying to get into that 4th spot. You guys nearly turned us over at Mount Murray, then nearly had a chance of winning. And I think it just adds to the excitement of it, and anything that gets more spectators, a bit more profile to it is good in my book.
Well, I think the championship is the same, and we've got so many people coming into golf. I think there are young lads who want to say, I can have some of that. I want to be part of it. And I'll predict now that we'll have either 2 teams from clubs or another league, or something will diversify, or for the championship, whether we'll have a 64 straight knockout plus a stroke play championship. I think it's there for the taking.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess around too much with tradition, though.
No.
Add stuff in. New stuff is good, but keep that traditional stuff in, because it is 100 years plus of history, which would be a shame to stop some of those records being created. It's always good to beat records that have been growing since 1926 in the Champs case. Ramsey Town Cup has been around for ages, so they tried changing that to Saturday. It didn't work. Then they're back to the traditional Monday. Tradition does work, but adding new stuff in and making it a bit more fun is good, as long as it doesn't affect that history, I'd say.
No, the wise words from Daryl Callister. So thank you very much for joining us this evening, and we look forward to seeing you at the Willie Kirk. Congratulations to Mount Murray and your captaincy. You must be very proud that you brought the team to get their hands on the trophy after all these years. It's wonderful, and to see so many new faces.
25, the 25th year for Mount Murray, so it took 25 years to do it. I've been a part of it for 18 years, so it took some time. And I'll stop getting stick off Kev Moore, John Thorpe, Mark Sutton, Tom Harris and Tom Gandy. So finally that'll end. So I'm happy with that.
No, that's what the fun that we have in Isle of Man golf. It's friendly banter, and I hope everyone takes the TV and the media and all this extra stuff we've had this year, the spirit that it's supposed to be delivered, because that's what it is. If we can just share the pure Manx golfing message far and wide, because I tell you, we've got it in the palm of our hands here on the Isle of Man. 8 courses and more people playing, and I can just see great things ahead.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay, all right. Go and enjoy your Horlicks, Daryl, and you can fawn. You can fawn over the trophy. I believe it's on the bedside. Is it? I don't know. So
Is well, we just moved house, so it's straight there on the front entrance of the new house. Yeah.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Look, you're absolute star, Daryl.
Pepperoni pizza's ready, Jed. I'll leave you to it.
Lovely. Okay. All right. Adios. Bye bye. So, oops. What are we doing here? So let me just work out the old camera. What's going on? I think we did quite well tonight with the technology. Don't quite ever know where we're going, but just a little bit of a reminder there. You've got Corky accepting the trophy. Where are we? Anyway, I'm not quite sure how to press the magic buttons. It's all quite tricky. Let's just get this one up. Select all. Oh, there we go. Right, okay, we can do that. We can do that. So, don't forget, we've got the Seniors Championship at Ramsey, which is sponsored by Tower Insurance, who are a big part in the Isle of Man golf scene, certainly at King Edward Bay and Rowney. They sponsor the member competitions. But if you feel that you enjoyed Golf Pirate TV, it was something new, something a little bit tricky to get your head around with all the technology and button pushing and the on-course commentary. I found it quite good fun because there was always a story unfolding in front of your very eyes, and I must admit that the championship at Castletown